Good day folks, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Nick, we're on the ZXspectrum 48K looking at a game called YABBA DABBA DOO! Published by Quicksilva in 1986. Yes, it's based on the Flintstones, also came out in the Amstrad CPC and the Commodore 64. I'm yet to find a decent Flintstones game. The Flintstones on the Spectrum by Grand Slam in 1988 was like watching paint dry, quite literally. But the game is based on the TV series by Hanna-Barbera from 1960, which ran for 6 seasons and 166 episodes. So here's Fred. Essentially what we need to do is pick up these rocks, I believe, throw them in this tip. So we're clearing the area so we can build a house, and then impress Wilma so we can end up marrying her. Now, this is my first go on the thing. I've read what to do, but I'm not 100% sure what's going on. Now, if you had this game back in the day, let me know. You can get Fred to run quicker by pressing the spacebar in the direction you're going, but it causes his energy to go down that bit quicker. Now, what can kill you in this game? Well, any contact with any of these weird dinosaurs or dust bowls going across makes your energy go down a little bit. You might have noticed at the start I turned my lives up to 8. So once we got rid of these small pebbles, yes, here we go, we then need these bigger ones there to place them down to build the house. You'll see other people building houses. Well, you won't actually see them walking around, but you'll see them in a state of what's the name? There's a bird there flying across. They will they will drop rocks every now and again, which we need to pick up. So it's not very exciting. But anyway, it's much better at the moment than the Flintstones by Grand Slam in 1988. Check out that review if you can stand it. And the other game we recently reviewed was on the Sega Mega Drive, a platformer, which is probably the most advanced of them all, called the Flintstones as well, which wasn't as good as Chuck Rock, but it was an okay attempt. It's not a game I'd go back to very, very quickly. But this is Spectrum time, 86, Quicksilva. Right. It could get a bit right. Oh man, so I've cleared the area. Now I need to move these rocks, I think, back and forth. Right. Oops. Shouldn't have chucked that in there. These rocks are precious. I don't want to waste them. I might have already wasted them. Right. There's a sign saying home. So, oh look. I need to avoid contact with all these enemies. So it's very monochrome. It's a bit of a grinding game, I think. Right. There's a bit of the house. It's the corner of the house. We need to find Wilma at some stage. She might be walking across. She will replenish our energy a little bit. There's a way at some point of getting a car to go a bit further afield to try and find extra rocks. I don't quite know how to do that. But as I say, it's nincompoop gameplay. How you would have found the game on your first or second go. We're playing as kids, not necessarily reading all the instructions. We might have gone over them quite quickly. So this is how you would have felt playing it for the first time. And would there have been enough there if you want to go back? Now, I have to be 100% honest with you. It's okay, this game, but it's not interesting me a great deal so far. Because of the subject matter, it being the Flintstones, and me desperately wanting a decent Flintstones game, I might have gone back every now and again and mucked about with it, but I don't think I would have ever built the house or got any decent length with the thing. Don't know any cheats. It's probably got a bit more filled in colour on the Commodore 64 than the Amstrad CPC version. There will be people out there that persisted with it, got some tips and completed the game. I've just got to try and build the house. Now, I don't think I've got enough rocks. So there's another house there being built by someone. So this is the town of Bedrock gradually going through. I don't think Barney Rubble is in this, or Bam Bam, or any of the other characters, but I could be well wrong. That Flintstones game by Grand Slam I mentioned was a series of mini-games, and that was a bit grinding as well. Yes, come on, Fred. It's all about getting rocks, building a house. I can't get any further in that direction at all. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, doobie 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 doo. Needs the music, really. Needs the Flintstones. If the Flintstones theme music was playing in the background, maybe a 128k version, that would be pretty good. That would probably lift it a great deal. Here it's a little bit flat. Flat like a pancake or a big lump of granite that's landing on a wiggly worm. It's that sort of like flatness. There's the tip, which is a big hole in the ground. Right, come on, Nick. Let's see if I can just build the house. Maybe I can just steal that house. Where's Wilma? Wilma. Yes. Right. I prefer the Simpsons, really. So, yeah, it had a good old run, the Flintstones, 166 episodes. Then I think they tried to usurp it with a cartoon called The Jetsons. Didn't run quite as long. The Simpsons had that a little bit. They tried to get rid of the Simpsons and replace it with Futurama, so a future thing. Futurama was good, but wasn't have the success of The Simpsons, and The Simpsons kept going. They ran out of ideas a long time ago, but it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Just keep going. It's always going to keep going, isn't it, The Simpsons? Even when the voice actors die, they probably can run their voices through a computer. They've got so many episodes to draw from, and then the computer can do the episode and all their voices. Oh, well, that's the future for you. First of all, it's deep fake with imagery. Now it's going to deep fake with your voice as well. Goodbye, voice actors. That's a shame, because I always fancied myself as be a voice actor, but I never quite got the work, well, so far. There is a game, might be out by now, called Super 3D Pixel Grand Prix. Might have changed its name by Ross Bossy, Bossy Games. Have a look at that. I do the voice work on that. Checkpoint and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, it was great fun to be a part of that project. At the time of recording, if you're watching this live ago, it hasn't been released, but you might be watching this in the future, and it might be. Hopefully it's been a big success, and everyone involved in it is living in big mansions somewhere, and I'm full-time, and everyone's having a good old laugh. But at the moment, it's me struggling to work at a supermarket every minute here, running myself into the ground to be a Flintstone. Yes, hooray, great. That's life for you. That's what all the people say. I shouldn't be running around like this. It's well, it's a metaphor for life, this. Picking up rocks, building a big house. But it's probably cheaper, that's good. It's probably cheaper to do than actually buying a house nowadays. Come on, Fred, you big galoot. You need to build that house. Wilma's never going to marry you if you... There we go. That's how you build houses back in the day. You get a big rock, you throw it up in the air, and it builds half a door. Hooray! I don't know what dinosaur that is. Put your favourite Flintstones character below. I don't think they had as much as the Simpsons did. I think he had a paper boy. I don't know his name. They had children eventually. Pebbles for the Flintstones and Bam Bam for the Rubbles. I believe those two had a spin-off cartoon later on down the line. I don't think that ran for very long. 1960, this cartoon started. When was Star Trek, the original Star Trek? That couldn't have been too far after that point. I don't think I've watched all 166 episodes of the Flintstones. I don't remember one where Fred was wandering around for 4 days building a house trying to attract Wilma. I don't think that ever happened. Right, come on. I'm starting to lose the will to live a little bit. If you're still there, then well done. If you've watched this far into the channel, it might mean that you like this kind of thing. We're stress busting and God knows what. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And a big thank you to all those people that have subscribed. If you want to watch a different video, Spectrum, we've reviewed quite a lot, coming up to 1,000 at time of recording. So that's quite a lot to choose from. If you want to binge those, it'll probably take you months. But if you want to have a look at the playlist, how do you get there? I'll tell you. Most people know, but I'll tell you. If you click on my username, that'll take you to the channel page. There'll be some tabs across the top, unless YouTube would change the layout. Click on playlist and there'll be, as I walk into a circle, there'll be many different playlists there, including the ZXspectrum and other systems. Great, right. I'm trying to find a big rock. There's no big rocks to find anywhere. Where's the big rocks? So there's two things I'm not really getting here. I'm not finding Wilma. She can make my energy go a bit higher. I'm not finding more big rocks. So you can get those by finding a car. So I need to get a car somewhere so I can go a bit further afield. And then presumably, once I built that house and convinced Wilma to marry me, you need to bump into her a number of times. Then it might be onto something else. At the moment, I've got the funny feeling that most kids will be playing the game like me, just wandering around, run out of rocks. So that'll be about 90%. 10%, well, that'll do. 10% of people, of kids, might have got beyond that sort of thing. I don't want to die. I don't want to bump into that Snaggletooth what's-her-name thing. Get out the way, turtle brain. Oh, where's the house gone? I should have built the house nearer the rocks. Right, there we go. That's another bit. So that's the window coming along. So I think when we get to the roof, we have to hire some sort of a dinosaur to winch the roof up the top from somewhere. I'm guessing maybe the game opens up at that particular stage. We never know. I doubt too many people are here still watching the video at this stage. It's just me and you, and thank goodness for that, because I think you are the best person ever. Some people might think I'm talking to them, but I'm talking to you. You know, you. That's it. You're doing okay, and I've died. Life's going well. And don't sweat the small stuff. Everything's the small stuff. In 100 years' time, no one's going to know. Oh, a tune. When you're going down the street, if you've got really smelly feet, da da dee dee dee. Unforgettable, those lyrics, right? 8 lives. I'll just jump in again, but very, very quickly. But I think you've pretty much seen the whole thing that the game has to offer, haven't you, really? Right, we'll do a speed run now. Throw that in there. Go, Fred, go. Freddy, be good. That bird up there is pretty annoying. That will throw rocks or pebbles back on, not the child pebbles, right, Biff? I get a point every... Oh, I've died already. I get a point every time we do that. Why am I still playing this game? I don't know. It must be the Flintstones thing. Maybe if you had the Flintstones theme music playing in the background, that might help on a looped tape. Mind you, cassette tapes. Do kids know what cassette tapes are anymore? You know, that bit where it gets stuck in the machine and eats the tape, or you've got to wind it back using a pencil in the little hole. There's lots of skills that are being forgotten nowadays. Fred Flintstone doesn't know what a cassette tape is. Well, unless there was an episode where he had a cassette tape, I'm not sure. They started in the 70s, maybe the 60s, I don't know. My favourite cassette tape as a kid was, we had a play school one, that had some good songs on it, but favourite was the Muppets. The Muppets, yeah. It's time to start the music, it's time to light the lights, it's time to get things started on the Muppet Show tonight. Excellent. I feel like I want to watch the retro Muppets now anyway. I also got killed by that snaggletooth thing again. How many lives they got? Not too many left. Right, hopefully you understand that that strength energy bar on the top right. There's 2 birds fluttering down. I sort of like understand it, but at the same time don't. I do like that font of the Flintstones in the top. I think the pacing of this game is a little bit wrong. You should have been less rocks to build the house, then you move on to something else a little bit quicker. But it's, you know, time is going fairly quick when I'm playing this, and we're already over 10 minutes in. I aim the videos to be about 10 minutes in length, but quite often they go slightly over. In particular, racing games or management games might go way over, where I just lose track of all time completely. But you know already whether you want to play this game or not. There are better ones available. Quite often with these Hanna-Barbera games, Yogi Bear was no different. It's sort of like got the basis of a good game, but something's not quite happening. Out of the choice of the Flintstones by Grand Slam in 1988 and this one from 1986, I would go for this one. But again, it does the minimum, but the excitement factor isn't there, and I don't think I'm yet to find my decent Flintstones game. Best overall, I suppose, although it's not great, is the Flintstones on the Mega Drive, because it's just the most advanced there, but, you know, you put that alongside other platforms like Chuck Rock, it's miles in the shade. And on the Mega Drive in particular, Sonic the Hedgehog was to come along a little bit later, which blew everything away. It made a lot of those platform games look very, very average indeed. As far as I'm aware, Sonic the Hedgehog didn't come to the Spectrum. Now, this is the bit where someone says, it has done, there's a homebrew, and I can track it down and review the thing. Go on, Fred. We won't take this too much further. I think I've run out of rocks as he runs around like a wally. Whose house is that? That looks like a quite nice house. Ours is a nice house. Ours is. Don't fall in the tip. Good advice. He hasn't got any shoes, is Fred. He's a bit of a good runner. Flintstones Olympics. That's a game that's never happened. Was Simpsons Olympics? It might have done. Not sure. It sounds like it would have done, doesn't it? Really. It sounds like someone would have thought, yeah, the Olympics, Simpsons. Let's do it. Don't think there is, but if there is, you know. Road Rage, that would have been a good one to come out on the ZX Spectrum. Simpsons Road Rage didn't happen. There's a few Hanna-Barbera games, but they're trading off the license really, rather than being a great game in their own right. It's a big enough graphic. It's a little bit of a yellow box around Fred. You might have noticed as he goes past the scenery. That's unavoidable, I suppose, unless you had some really clever programming. But I will end it there. I've really played it longer than I thought I would do. Anyway, hope you liked having a look at that one. You have to agree with my opinions there, but that was Yabba Dabba Doo on the ZX Spectrum 48K, published by Quicksilva in 1986. Now, if you've got any views, any comments about this game, please put that in the comment section below. You're always more than welcome, or indeed anything retro there or related. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.